In the courtyards of Andalusia, in the gardens of the Levant, in the wild fields outside the Sahaba's homes, 12 specific plants grew that the great Tibb scholars catalogued by name. Modern science has now caught up with one of them in a way nobody saw coming. At number 1, the small succulent leaf hiding the single richest plant source of the omega your body needs but rarely gets. Bismillah, let us begin. A quick word before we begin. We have gathered the daily practices of the beloved, peace be upon him, how his household ate, drank, slept, and healed, into one book, the Sunnah Home Manual. 40 practices, every hadith verified, every source shown. To get your copy, visit sunnahgardens.com. Or pause this video right now, open the camera on your phone, point it at the code on your screen, and tap the link that appears. You will also find the link in the description right below this video. I will not mention it again. If you want it, it is there. Now, stay with me. We begin with one of the oldest greens the Sahaba foraged, wild lettuce. Not the cultivated lettuce you buy in plastic bags today, but the bitter wild form that grew across the Levant. Ibn al-Bayṭār catalogued it for cooling the body and gently calming the mind. A 2017 paper in Pharmacognosy magazine documented the wild form's mild anxiolytic and analgesic effects in clinical models. The compound lactucarium, concentrated in the wild form, has been used for sleep support for over 1,000 years. A small handful in a green salad, or steeped as a quiet evening tea, the way it was once known. Sorrel, what the Arabic tradition calls hummad. Ibn Sina catalogued sorrel in his canon among the cooling greens that balance the internal humors. It grew wild across North Africa and the Levant, and the Sahaba ate it through every hot summer. A 2015 paper in the Journal of Food Science and Technology documented sorrel's high vitamin C and vitamin K profile, alongside polyphenols that support anti-inflammatory pathways. I want to be open here. Sorrel does carry oxalic acid, so if you have kidney concerns, please use it in moderation. A small handful in a fresh herb salad or chopped into yogurt the way our grandmothers ate it. Okra. In Arabic, bamya. Every Egyptian Muslim, every Levantine grandmother knows it. The Sahaba in Egypt adopted it as a daily food, and it has stayed central to Muslim kitchens ever since. The Tibb tradition catalogued bamya for its lightness on the stomach and its support for the digestive system. A 2014 paper in the Journal of Pharmacy and Bioallied Sciences documented okra's soluble mucilage binding cholesterol in the gut and supporting blood sugar stability. The thick gel inside the pod is exactly the part that does the work. Stewed slowly with tomato and onion, served over rice, wild leek, kurath. This is the gentler cousin of garlic and onion. A Sahaba-era allium that grew wild across the Levant and Anatolia. The classical Tibb scholars catalogued it for its lighter properties, supporting circulation and immune function without the strong heat that garlic carries. A 2018 paper in the Journal of Agricultural and Food Chemistry documented wild leeks carrying concentrated organosulfur compounds that have been shown clinically to support cardiovascular health. Chopped fine into eggs at breakfast, layered into a savory pie, or added to a slow soup. The flavor is unmistakable. Radish. In Arabic, fujul. The Sahaba grew radishes as a daily root vegetable across the Persian and Arabian peninsulas. Ibn al-Bayṭār documented fujul for digestion and respiratory support. Those were the words he used. A 2015 study in the Journal of Ethnopharmacology demonstrated that radish extract supports liver function and stimulates the phase 2 detoxification pathways your liver depends on. The glucosinolates concentrated in the root are the active class, a small bowl of sliced red radishes with salt and lemon eaten before a meal, the way it was traditionally served in Damascus and Aleppo for centuries. Turnip. In Arabic, lift. Ibn Sina catalogued turnip in his canon as a warming, strengthening root for the body and the joints. The Sahaba and the early Persian Muslims relied on it through long winters when fresh produce was scarce. A 2019 paper in the journal Nutrients documented that turnip greens are exceptionally rich in vitamin K, vitamin C, and bone-supporting calcium, and that the root itself is a low glycemic carbohydrate that does not spike blood sugar. Roasted whole with rosemary, mashed with olive oil, or pickled for the winter months in clay jars. The Sahaba knew the value. Carrot, in Arabic jazar, a Sahaba-era food, widely cultivated across the Muslim world from Andalusia to the Indus. The Tibb tradition catalogued carrots for vision support and digestive health. Those were the historical claims. A 2014 paper in Nutrition Reviews documented carrots' concentration of alpha and beta-carotene, which the body converts into vitamin A, the master nutrient for retinal health and immune defense. The soluble fiber gently stabilizes blood sugar. Eaten raw with hummus, simmered slowly into a stew, or roasted whole with cumin and olive oil. Amaranth, in the Tibb tradition called katif. This is the wild leafy green the Sahaba foraged across the Mediterranean and beyond. Its vibrant green-purple leaves were eaten when they were tender, and the seed itself was ground into bread. A 2017 paper in the Journal of Cereal Science documented amaranth's unusual nutritional profile. It is one of the only plant foods that contains lysine, the amino acid rare in vegetable diets. The seed itself is a complete protein. A handful of tender leaves in a fresh salad, or the seed boiled like rice. Rocket, in Arabic jirjir. This was the prized leafy green of Andalusian Muslim cuisine, eaten in nearly every meal across the courtyards of Córdoba and Seville. Ibn al-Bayṭār catalogued jirjir for its warming, digestion-supporting properties. A 2018 paper in Food Chemistry documented rocket's concentration of glucosinolates, the sulfur compounds the body converts into sulforaphane, one of the most studied molecules in modern cardiovascular and anti-cancer research. The peppery bite tells you exactly where the medicine is. A small handful with olive oil and lemon, the way every Andalusian Muslim kitchen served it. Artichoke, in Arabic kashuf. Few vegetables are as deeply anchored in Muslim Andalusian cuisine as the artichoke. Ibn al-Bayṭār documented it extensively for liver support and digestive cleansing. A 2015 paper in Phytotherapy Research demonstrated that artichoke leaf extract clinically lowers cholesterol and supports liver function. The compound cynarin stimulates the production of bile, the river that carries waste out of your body. The medieval physicians knew this without ever seeing a molecule. Steamed whole with olive oil and lemon, the leaves pulled one by one, or the hearts braised slowly with garlic. A weekly kershuf was a sign of a well-cared-for home. Eggplant, in Arabic badhinjan. Ibn Sina mentioned it multiple times in his canon. Its cooling properties, its preparation, its place in the Mediterranean kitchen. The Sahaba in Persia, in Andalusia, in the Levant, they all ate it. A 2017 paper in the Journal of Nutritional Biochemistry documented eggplant's nasunin, the deep purple anthocyanin in the skin, protecting brain cell membranes from oxidative damage. The flesh carries chlorogenic acid, the same compound that gives coffee its antioxidant profile. Roasted over open flame until the skin chars and the flesh inside becomes silky, the way it has been prepared for 1,000 years. And now at number 1, the small succulent leaf the Tibb scholars catalogued by name 1,000 years ago, and the single richest plant source of the omega your body needs but rarely gets. In Arabic, bakla al-hamka, in English, purslane. It grew wild and cultivated across the entire Muslim world, from Andalusia to Persia. The Sahaba foraged it as a daily green. Ibn al-Bayṭār documented it extensively in the great Jami, describing it as the most balancing leafy green for the humors, cooling without weakening, moistening without burdening. Then, in 1992, the Journal of the American College of Nutrition published a landmark study. Dr. Artemis Simopoulos tested purslane against every other leafy green in the world for one specific nutrient: alpha-linolenic acid, the plant form of omega-3. Purslane carried the highest concentration of any leafy green ever measured. 1,000 years before lipid science existed, the Tibb scholars had identified the world's richest plant omega-3 source and named it by name. A small handful in a salad, in eggs, in a yogurt bowl. The way the Sahaba ate it, that was our countdown of the 12 forgotten Sunnah vegetables that heal you. May Allah grant you and your family complete shifa. If this list reminded you of a vegetable your grandmother grew in her garden, share it in the comments. And in our next video, we will be opening the 12 Sunnah foods that restored the Sahaba's strength after long days of work, travel, and worship. Bismillah, until then.